Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm pleased to be here again. I got a special shoe courtesy of my friend and your friend, Mr. Unloved Ones. Shout out for the alley-oop. Now, before we get into the shoe, I do want to say we're going to talk about the shoe, and as always, we're going to talk about the shoe later on. Stay tuned, bear with me, watch the whole video. I think this is one that we can both benefit from. So right off the bat, we have a standard, but not standard Air Jordan 1 box. We have a women's exclusive, so you're going to get that predominantly red with black box, that red box, the Nike check. Size tag reads Women's Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG, white, Starfish, cacao, sale. Cacao wow and sale. And wow indeed. Tad bit disappointed in the box considering this is a luxury shoe. It's one of the best shoes to release this year, and you would have hoped Brand Jordan did a little bit more with the box, but I'm thankful to have the box as it is. I'm thankful to have my package in general, but we'll let the rest slide. Open the lid, and of course, there they are. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shoe. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I am pleased to bring to you the Air Jordan 1 Women's Starfish. So like I said, I'm going to talk about the shoe, and then we're going to talk some more about the shoe. Here we have the standard Air Jordan 1 in a women's cut. On the bottom, you have that Starfish colorway with that classic radial traction pad. Flipping up to the midsole, you have a nice, sail colored midsole, which I think really adds to the flavor of the shoe as a whole, which again, we're going to talk about later. On the toe cap, the eyelets, the collar, the heel, the swoosh, you have that beautiful Starfish colorway that we've all come to really love and loathe at the same time. Again, we're going to talk about all that, but the color orange is beautiful, perfect for the fall time, perfect on this shoe. On both the lateral and medial side in the center, right outside of the swoosh, you have a nice white colorway, as well as on the toe box itself. On the top of the collar, you have a nice cacao colorway. Okay, this is not black. This is a nice cacao colorway, and I think it suits this particular colorway as a whole perfectly. You have a smaller than normal ball and wings logo. Again, that's the standard trope of the Air Jordan 1 in the women's cut. It is a bit smaller than your standard Air Jordan 1 ball and wings logo for the men's pairs. One of the best touches for me, in my particular case, I love the color of that sail tongue. It definitely stands out from the rest of the shoe. It's, it sticks itself apart. It makes the shoe pop even more. I love the color of that tongue. I'm dead honest about that one. Rounding out the shoe, of course, is that white interior of this sock liner. And man, it's really nice. It looks like it'll keep your ankles pretty warm. It also adds some luxury to the shoe. But of course, being white, it is probably going to get dirty fast. I would definitely caution wearing against blue jeans with this particular shoe, even though I'm going to, because I can almost guarantee dye will bleed onto this part of the shoe. I'm willing to bet that much. The tongue tag itself is a pure white with that orange Nike in there. And again, the off-white with the pure white, very nice touch. Again, dope shoe. I'm telling you guys, very, very, very nice. Taking out this ball of paper. Now, I don't think that we're going to be getting many shoe trees in future releases. Again, Nike has moved to a Move to Zero initiative, and they're trying to get rid of all the cardboard and waste. So maybe no more cardboard inserts, but we definitely got this paper to keep the toe shape intact. Not sure if my dimly lit camera will pick this up, but on the interior is a white insole with the orange Nike Air logo. Now, for something a little bit different and unique to this particular shoe and this particular release, is this extra stitching that's here down on this strap that comes across the top of the foot. And we'll dig into that a little bit later as I go ahead and grab the other shoe, which has some additional goodies on it. And those goodies, again, being the standard hang tag that comes with most, if not all, of the Air Jordan 1 women's releases that I've seen. I'm a little bit jealous that the men's pairs don't come with these, but I'll show you the shoes I had that are women's releases, and they all had a hang tag that were color proportionate with the release that they came with. Now, in addition to that hang tag, there's another little tag that comes with this particular shoe, because this shoe was designed after a Birkin bag. Now, for those of you who are unaware, Birkin bags are really all the rage for the upper class of women who like to flaunt large amounts of cash on their shoulders. And when I say large amounts of cash, I'm talking well into the 5 figures. And in fact, there are some Birkin bags that cost $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. And this is where the inspiration for the shoe came. So as I mentioned, between this particular attachment and the stitching here, these are things that are reminiscent of little touches that you find on Birkin bag. And in reality, because of that connection, I really think that Brand Jordan and their women's division really hit this nail on the head with this one, and it really hit a home run. This is a fantastic shoe that is made, I think, by women for women. And it seems like the creative minds over there said, you know, what is one way that we can really take the essence of what women like, what women want, and put it into a shoe? I think they took a great step in that direction with the Around the Way Girl shoes, putting the earring Dubré down the bottom. And that one, you know, was one of those where I wanted to shy away from. I just couldn't really get into the Dubré. And you may ask, how can I get into this little hang tag here? And probably because it is going to come off, but not because it's too feminine or has too much feminine energy for me. I just don't like stuff that, you know, flops around on my shoes when I walk. That being said, going back to the hang tag, what it is a nice little touch is that the actual chain that the hang tag is attached to is actually gold. And all the other pairs I've had in the past have just been that silver or just a chrome or just whatever brushed silver or aluminum chain was coming with it. Of course, this is not real gold, but just the illusion or the similarities of gold is really, really nice. Again, that hang tag does have Nike Air on both sides, and the additional attachment that is reminiscent of the purses does have a basketball on one side and a Jumpman logo on the other. The shoe does come with Starfish colored laces as a default. And again, Nike in their infinite wisdom to move to zero in their initiative, put this cardboard box in here with a white lid. As a side note, the material does feel it feels a little thicker than normal. Now, I learned recently that a lot of times the cuts of leather between multiple Jordan 1s are really just the same cuts of leather, but what differentiates them is their feel, is how much polyurethane coating has been sprayed on it. So for instance, even the shoe at the Georgetown 85 high that has a stiffer feeling on it, just has a lot of polyurethane coating on it, as opposed to something like the Shattered Backboards or the UNC Obsidians that just have a little bit of polyurethane coating on it, so it feels a lot softer to the touch. I can say though, squeezing the toe box, that the material does feel really nice as an example. It feels pretty soft and looks really like it's gonna tumble pretty well as you walk it. Not bad, not bad at all. And one thing about that Ball and Wings logo, it does look to be black as a matter of fact, and not brown or cacao like the rest of the shoe hits. So all that being said, one of the things I wanted to touch on about this particular shoe is who should be wearing this shoe. Right now, I kind of stayed away and shied away from that conversation when it blew up on social media, and I think I'm gonna decline to engage in that conversation again. Suffice it to say that this shoe is a beautiful shoe. And if nothing else, it speaks to how well the women's team at Brand Jordan is doing. I mean, they are killing these releases as of late. Between this particular pair, the Canyon Purple 4, the Becky's Beauty Supply 7s, the Lely May 14s, the Nina Chanel 2s, the Blank Canvas 4s, the Shimmer 4s. A lot of these kicks that Brand Jordan and the women's team been kicking out have been fantastic. So ladies, I'm sorry that I'm not a woman up here expressing how nice this shoe is and how much I can relate to it as you guys can. But I really just want to put a feather in the cap of the women's team and tell you guys that you guys are truly blessed to have those people, hopefully those women, designing shoes for you and putting these out there. Now, that being said, these shoes did release in Canada. These shoes did release over in Europe well before, hopefully you're watching this video here on release day, if not shortly thereafter. So ladies, you actually had your opportunity to get these shoes before all the greedy guys came and gobbled them up on release day. And if I'm not mistaken, those shoes are still sitting on European and Canadian sites, especially Nike Canada as we speak. So if you really do want the shoe, there are opportunities for you to get it for retail. Now, I also do get the argument, and it makes a lot of sense, that you want to wait for the Nike release. You want to ensure that your pairs are, you know, legit and that they're coming straight from the source. And I get that. This one is one of those ones that you should absolutely go get if you can. And like men, women, if it's out there, you definitely want to try to get this shoe. I mean, I think this is one of the best releases of 2022, hands down. And with that also being said, this is not my first rodeo with the women's Jordan 1. You know, I've always loved some of the Jordan 1s that the women's team has put out. Silver Toe Jordan 1 was an amazing Jordan 1 that was released a couple years ago. I think this shoe dropped in January of 2020 or 2021. The women's UNC to Chicago, great shoe. A shoe I had to go back and get because it's so damn good, the women's Lucky Green. You know, there's a Lucky Green coming out next year, I think, that has a black toe. But man, this one is also very, very fire. Man, look at these guys. Look at these shoes side by side. The women's team is killing it. So one other thing I really want to touch on is whether or not people want to admit it, this is probably a shattered backboard. So I've talked about this on my Shattered Backboard 3.0 review, that I believe both the Shattered Backboard 1.0 and 2.0 both had the Shattered Backboard insole inside of it. And that was one of the ways to designate that it was in fact belonging to the Shattered Backboard family. So now when the Shattered Backboard 3.0 came out, you know, people were not feeling this patent leather with this crinkly design on it. However, that does not take away from the fact that it is a bread block shattered backboard, and it's right there in the family, and this has been dubbed the Shattered Backboard 3.0. That being said, it's also another shattered backboard, which is, I'm not gonna call it a 4.0, but it's a women's exclusive that has a satin feel on it. It's actually made out of satin, and I got the picture of that somewhere around here. And again, that does belong to the Shattered Backboard family. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from the description on the Sneakers app, as well as some research I've done on my own, this is in fact a Shattered Backboard. Right there in the description, a Shattered Backboard with a luxury feel to it. You took a Shattered Backboard and a $20,000 Birkin bag and you smash them together, and this is what you get, the Luxe Shattered Backboard. Now, I'm not gonna go out of my way as a small-time YouTuber and call this a Shattered Backboard 5.0, but whether or not you would accept it, it does fit right in with the family. Love the Shattered Backboard 3.0 or not, there's a Starfish colorway, and again, you can see these two side by side. The color is spot on with one another, and like I said, Shattered Backboard cousins. At the very least, Shattered Backboard distant cousins, it's all in the family. So again, I would be remiss if I did not give proper credit to the women's team over at Jordan Brand. They are killing it again. And that's probably the reason why you got guys going crazy for these women's exclusives. Forgive us, we know not what we do. Dope shoe, amazing, beautiful, a story to be told. It's got all the culture or the things that women really love as far as the brand is telling us, packed into this shoe. Very, very nice. Luxury Shattered Backboard. So right about now is the time I would typically give you an on feet, but I'm not gonna do that this time. What I am gonna do, however, I'm gonna put together another video. I'm gonna put together a how to style video. Now, I got crucified for my video on how to style the British khaki Travis Scott's, and that's okay because style is objective. I'm gonna see if I can put together some nice outfits for you guys, give you another on feet. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, make sure you catch that, and that's all I got for this one, man. I appreciate y'all very much. It's all love. And you guys look out for this shoe for a price of $180. You're paying for that little bit of luxury for the price of $180. This has been the Air Jordan 1 Starfish women's exclusive Shattered Backboards, Birkins, whatever you want to call them. They're amazing. I appreciate y'all. Until the next one, I'm out of here. Let's go. Oh, the original cut. There it absolutely is. I might like it better than the 2020 version. So I'm right, and I had to have it.